One local woman says she's thankful she paid attention to the warning signs.
I'm just glad that I got her out when I did, perhaps saved her from any worse things.
For the first time, we are hearing from a parent who pulled her child out of a local daycare where a baby died.
Yesterday, we told you a 5-month-old boy choked on his baby mitten at All About Kids Daycare in Georgetown. Police say the owner, this woman, Holly Harrison, waited 14 minutes to call 911 and then tried to hide that fact from authorities. Today, KXAN's Lauren Kravitz spoke to a parent about Harrison's daycare and why she had suspicious years ago.
The mother I spoke to says before Holly Harrison watched kids here where Brody passed away, she operated her daycare out of another home in Georgetown. This woman doesn't want us to show her face out of fear of retaliation, but she does want you to hear about her experience with Holly Harrison's in-home daycare.
I really trusted it.
The mother of two says she sent her then 1-year-old daughter to Harrison's home back in 2011. But after about 6 months, she started to get a bad feeling after she says Harrison put her daughter in timeout and the girl scratched herself.
She had these like really red scratches, and I thought, well, she's really shy, so that's odd out of her norm.
She brushed it off until she says her daughter came home with another injury.
Holly had a changing table downstairs, and she would pick up the kids by the arms to lift them up, like kind of just pull them up. And I had suggested, I said, please don't, because her elbows are she has real thin bones. I said her elbows disconnect easily.
Sure enough, she says her child had a disconnected elbow. She eventually pulled her daughter from the daycare, saying Harrison became more and more irritable.
If you're treating me this way, how are you treating the children when you're alone with them?
One mother who says she's thankful her family moved on, given the crimes Harrison is now accused of committing. Lauren Kravitz, KXAN News.
That parent also told us that sometimes she would see as many as 15 children in Harrison's former home. Investigators say Harrison had more than double the amount of kids in her recent daycare when the 5-month-old passed away. Well, late this afternoon, a woman claiming to be a friend of Holly Harrison's contacted us to say the accusations from the mother you just heard from are unfounded.
My whole heart 100% believe that Holly would not do anything to a child intentionally.
She also says she has not heard from Harrison since the child's death. Our attempts to reach Harrison today were also unsuccessful.
Remember, when you choose a daycare for your child, it is important to know some places have more oversight than others. For example, licensed daycares are required to follow a list of standards and are routinely monitored and inspected. All of their staff must pass routine background checks, but registered home daycares are only inspected every 1 to 2 years, and listed home daycares are not inspected at all. They also are not required to follow any standards, orientation, or training. And finally, there are illegal daycare operations as well. That is where a person looks after a number of children without reporting it to the state. The head of the National Association for Family Child Care says parents need to go to daycares that have oversight.
Licensing regulations are in place basically to protect the child, to provide health and safety environment for the child.
And all of this information can be found online. We have a link with this story on KXAN.com.